I always forget that you're in Colorado for some reason. How far are you from like Golden Boulder area?
Golden's about 25 minutes away from me.
Oh, that's
So
it.
yeah,
That's
it's
where my
really close.
aunt, I don't know if I did I tell you that's where my aunt lives?
I thought you had family out here, but I didn't remember where they were at. That's so cool.
Yeah, she just me and the boys were just talking about maybe taking a road trip and like driving there versus flying just to like, the just I don't know. I would prefer to fly. But I mean, if we wanna, so Robbie, my 17-year-old, still needs his like hours for driving to get his license and stuff. So that's kind of what brought it up. Although that makes me a little nervous, to be honest, to like drive that far with him, just that he's learning. Yeah. Mm.
It's not too bad. We drive back and forth all the time, so it's not horrible. My son's 15 and learning, so he's done a lot of the driving, so it's pretty good. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have like two other older kids that have already got their license and stuff, but this one's just, he's been dragging his feet, that's for sure. He's my procrastinator. All right. Well, why don't we go ahead and get started? I am going to try to kind of also watch as people are coming in to join us. But if you could, oh, what is that? I don't know what that pop-up is. I've never seen that before. If you could, I think some people have already kind of started in the chat, just share maybe where you're from and what you are most hoping to receive from today's call. I spent literally all weekend. This could probably have been like a 5 day training event. I'm not, well, just a 5 day event for how much I wanted to cover and how much I wanted to share because I really took the time. I've been doing this for, oh my gosh, 11, oh, almost 11 years at this point. And I started thinking about all of the spiritual entrepreneurs that I have helped, where I keep seeing them get stuck time and time and time again, no matter whether it's now or when I first started 11 years ago. And I kind of kept coming back to these same six things over and over, which I really want to get into with you today. I want you to ask questions. And then at the end, I'm going to share something exciting with you and then also do some business reading so I can, as you're kind of going along with me here, write down the number. Write down, there's six things I'm going to talk about. Write down the ones that maybe you feel most stuck on, you feel most frustrated with. You are like, oh my gosh, I identify as number one, three, and four, like however you want to do it. But I think it's really important to kind of keep track along with me here because I want to be able to give you some solve and some solution. So the other thing is that these are the thing if just to make sure you're in the right space, this is for spiritual entrepreneurs that are probably stuck questioning or struggling with one or all of these things. So number one, marketing slash content creation. It's such a broad topic. I mean, literally that could be an entire day all of itself, but for the sake of this, we're going to do the quick and dirty version of where you might be feeling stuck in those two space in the marketing content creation space. We're going to talk about audience growth and how to really truly connect with who your ideal clients are. We're going to get into, I'm sure nobody here suffers from this, undercharging and over delivering. We're going to talk about selling, actually making invitations and offers for people to be able to work with you. We're going to talk about all of the tech, all of the things that it takes to have an online business and how that might be keeping you stuck. And then I'm going to wrap it up with a little bit about mindset. I think it is the best word that I could find. But I mean, it's really just getting you feeling more confident as you're taking any type of business action. For those of you, there's a few familiar faces, and then there's a few that I don't know if we've ever met before. So I'm Amber Net. I'm going to be your host today. And I have had the pleasure of serving, I need to get the exact number. I keep track of it because of Acuity and Thrivecart and all of those platforms that I've used for the last 10 years. I need to get the exact number, how many thousands of entrepreneurs I've been able to help, whether it's through private group mastermind, speaking opportunities over the last decade. And I really hope that you get some really strong takeaways today because again, with all of that kind of experience underneath me, I kept seeing these six things over and over. Um, and so I really want to get into kind of the nitty gritty with you here. And again, all along the way, if you want, you are welcome to type your questions in the chat box. I will try to, you know, kind of try to watch that. But if it's something where you're like, don't hesitate. The more engagement we have in here, the more in my opinion, the better. I love questions. So it's probably my favorite thing. Just turn your little digital hand on and we'll get into it. So I'm going to start off with normally I don't have a lot of notes today. Like I said, I spent all weekend taking notes on things I really wanted to cover. So I'm going to kind of be back and forth looking at my notes for you, and then as well as, just kind of channeling intuitive things that come up. Um, so let's get into this. So number one, I think I love talking about all of these, but I'm an air sign, so marketing is probably my favorite thing to ever talk about with my clients. And I think if you are here and you are starting to recognize that you did not start your business because you wanted to become a professional marketer, but you started your business because you have a true gift and you just wanted to serve, I would bet almost all of you can probably identify with that statement. So many of the clients I work with, they get overwhelmed by how much marketing is actually needed in the entrepreneur space, how much writing, how much content creation it takes. And so if you're feeling that way, number one, I just want you to know you are not alone in that. Most spiritual entrepreneurs feel overwhelmed by the learning curve of online marketing. And in some ways, the marketing aspect of having an online business feels like a full time job. And yes, it's so overwhelming. I hear that word a million times a day. I mean, I might exaggerate 500% of the time, but not when it comes to that. I really do feel like so many spiritual entrepreneurs get overwhelmed by all of the marketing. And that's because that's probably not why you started your business. It wasn't to create a full-time job being a marketer. Um, Most likely you were either trained or certified or spent years practicing to be in your craft and to be in your gift. Not in algorithms, not in Facebook ads, not in which online social media platform is trending the most. Those are probably not the things that you really want to be doing, but understand how powerful it is to be doing those things so that you get the visibility that you deserve. Um, I think the big takeaway I want you to have, one of the big takeaways here is that marketing is it's not just about getting attention. It's not just about getting people to read your content. It is truly about genuine relationship building. And I think if everybody changed the word marketing to relationship building, marketing would feel so much easier for everyone involved. Um, I really believe that each post, each email, each conversation is an invitation. It's an invitation for them to learn about you, learn about your gifts, and learn about the ways that you can help them have a transformation. And when you can start to feel that way, it doesn't feel like marketing anymore. It doesn't feel like I have to do. It feels like I want to do. And that's when everything can really start changing. I also think that there can be confusion about where is the best place to use your marketing energy, right? We only have so much capacity each day for being out there, for creating content, for going live, for having sales calls, actually, and then actually serving your clients. And so a lot of my clients can get to a place where they feel overwhelmed about all of the options out there. And I want you to really eliminate the words, where should I or where could I be today? And just choose the places that turn you on, that light you up, that you feel called to. You don't have to be on, you don't have to be on every single platform to be to be making a presence, right? So for example, let's take social media, some of the social media platforms. We have um, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, X, right? Like all, it doesn't mean you have to be in all those places just because all of those places exist. I would love for you to just find the ones that kind of speak to you, match you, energetically call to you. You don't have to be on all of them. You don't have to be everywhere to be making the impact that you desire. And um, I do believe, though, that you have to be consistent with your content. And consistency in marketing is a fine line, let's say, um, because what could be consistent for you might be very different from what means consistent to me, or anybody else. So I want you, when you are setting the rules for yourself around what consistency means, that it is based off of you being able to stay in integrity with yourself. Because in my intuition, when you get out of integrity with yourself, is when, and we'll get to mindset here in a little bit, when that can really start to spin and spiral you down. And then you feel bad because you told yourself you were going to post today and you didn't. And it just becomes this vicious cycle back and forth and going in circles. So um, I really want, I really, again, just kind of want you to hear, instead of saying like, where should I post today? Um, More something along the lines of, where could I build a deeper relationship today? That is going to change the way that you show up, the platform you choose, the energy that people feel from you, and whether they take the action, and there should be some type of call to action, whether they take the action that you include there. Sorry, I have to drink more water today because I talk a lot and then it's a thing. Um, I also just want to say that when you start to come from your marketing from a place of relationship building, whether you have an online, an offline, or a hybrid business model, it's going to make conversations feel more natural versus it's going to make them feel more real. The conversations, the community, the connection, so much more real when you come to it from that perspective of, you are building a relationship. You are not in the moment trying to sell anybody anything. You are just trying to form an actual connection. I think what we forget sometimes, on a side note here, is that when somebody, let's just say, likes your content, for example, they give you a like, they give you a follow, that is a live human being that you just connected with. It's not just a follower, it's not just a like, it's not just a heart. There is something so much more than that. I could tell you immediately today how many new people came onto my email list, what her name is. Most of the time I work with women, what her name is and where she came from. The people that are joining my audience and joining my community are never just a lead to me. It's never just a name on a list. I get to know all of my people. And if you are, I mean, like there's quite a few of you that have been on my in my audience for quite some time, and I would hope that you guys would all agree with that. Um, and I think understanding that marketing isn't separate from your gift, it's a bridge to share your gift. And when you come from it from that energy and that perspective, the people that need that gift the most are, they're going to be right there to be able to see it. So as I pause here, any now would be a great time to ask any questions that you might have about marketing specifically, platforms, where you specifically get overwhelmed. I'm also actually, I'm going to have you jot it down. Take a quick second here to just jot it down. I'm going to keep going because I can feel the momentum I have. So rather stopping and starting, if you have a question at this moment about marketing, take a second, write it down. And I'm going to get into number two, which is audience growth, because it might be answered in this as well. But the second thing that I see the majority of my clients get stuck on and struggle with is growing their audience. And when I think about audience growth, I think about advertising investments. In this is the absolute truth. And this is where I have a few statistics for you, just so you can like really see this isn't just something I'm channeling, but this is actual fact when it comes to online business. Um, I believe that the size and the engagement, the two together, size and engagement of your audience is going to directly impact what your bottom line is, what your sales are, what you're bringing in for new clients, actual acquisition. Um, so I pulled some data to support this a little bit because I really wanted this to hit home from a spiritual entrepreneurship level. And this is from HubSpot. Businesses that have those larger engaged
I
audiences
got extra things for you.
grow revenue 3 times faster than just relying on referrals and organic marketing. Um, Organic, and then then I was like, oh, that's a really interesting statistic. I want to know more about the organic specific because I've had some numbers that I've been working off of for a while, but they're still pretty accurate. So organic reach on Instagram. So anybody here that's on Instagram or kind of growing that, man, this makes sense and this matches. You are estimated to only be receiving 4 to 8% of your total followers. So let's say you have like just some quick and dirty math there. You have 1,000 followers. That means only 40 people are going to see that. If you have 1,000, maybe, right? Like that's not even a guarantee. And then you think about of those 40 people, how many people are actually going to engage, click on it, like it, share it, follow. Like you're probably looking at maybe one of those 40. Um, so it just shows how difficult it is to be doing this from an organic perspective and or referrals. If you have a great referral base, nurture that. Oh my goodness, nurture that. Keep that going. Um, but Facebook is even lower. I think where was Facebook is even lower. It's between 2 to 5%. And that was from Social Media Examiner, which is a highly reputable. Now this one, and this is why if you are in any of my programs, if you are a client, why I stress the importance of this so much is email lists. Email lists that are built typically have an open rate. If you engage with them, give value, nurture, build relationship, have between a 20 and 30% open rate, which is obviously so much bigger than those organic social media platforms. So if you're not, this is going to be my plug, if you are not actively growing an email list, you got that I hope that is the biggest takeaway that you at least get today. Please start building an email list. So even though we have those statistics, I think the bigger thing, and because we are all spiritual entrepreneurs here, is the energy behind posting to all of those platforms, right? So if you are posting content and then it goes, I mean, how long does it take, right? To actually craft a message, to take the time, whether you do a reel, whether you do a written post, a blog post, whatever it is, it takes time, it takes energy, it takes intention. And so when you put your heart and soul into a piece of content like that, and then you put it out to the world, you get all, you're like me, I get all excited, can't wait, this is going to be the one. And then it falls flat. You feel like you are shooting into the void and it feels like, why am I even doing this? Why am I even bothering? Because nobody's reading it, nobody's seeing it, nobody's hearing it. And that's because there's an energetic imbalance oftentimes between organic social media and the intention and the time and the energy that you put into your own content. You give a lot and you get almost nothing back in return. And that can be really heartbreaking as an entrepreneur when all we want is to serve and have some feedback, right? I mean, we all want validation. I mean, why do your clients come to you? For any of my psychics and mediums and intuitives in here, your clients typically come to you for validation. And we want the same thing when it comes to our content creation that we're putting out into the world. Um, and this can feel emotionally depleting. You can feel discouraged. You can, and I think more than anything, and this is where I try so hard to like remind my clients, like you start to doubt your gift. Am I really meant to do this? Like, universe, I showed up. I did everything you asked me to do. I put this content out there. I wrote this inspired post. Where are the clients? It can really start to like create the, which again, we'll get to number 6, the mindset side of it. But the real problem, I want you all to really hear this. It is not about visibility. It is the or I'm sorry, it is all about visibility, not your value. And it's really easy to attach your self-worth and your value when you get nothing in exchange for the time and energy that you put into that content. Um, and that is why, from an audience growth perspective, I truly believe going forward, you're going to have, I want to be careful as I say it, but it's what I believe. This is what I believe. I believe you're going to have to make some type of investment in paid advertising, whether it's Facebook ads, something along those lines, because that is the only way you are guaranteed visibility. Hands down. You know that that message is going directly in front of the right people, your ideal clients. You can get so specific in knowing who she is, how you're meant to serve her. And I say her a lot, but you might have men too that you work with. But it really allows you to have the right energetic exchange. You know the right people. And I know this works because most likely the majority of you are here because you saw a paid ad from me at some point in your experience with me. At some point, you probably came in through a quiz or a group business reading or something along those lines. So this isn't just, I think this works. This is a tried and true, I believe wholeheartedly in advertising. And I want you to really hear, like, you're not paying for attention. I mean, you're really you're not paying for attention. You're investing in opportunities. And that's that's a game changer for your business. And in my opinion, that is where um, you're going to make the most, you're going to have the most opportunity to grow your audience is that way, just because of the way that organic marketing is right now. So I'm going to pause again for a second and kind of think about what I just shared and write down any questions for number 2, which is audience growth and advertising. I'll give you just a second. And then this next one is, I really mean everything I'm about to say to you with nothing but love and like a fierceness to have you really make some changes if you need to make changes in this area. But it is in undercharging and over delivering. And the fact of it is that most spiritual entrepreneurs, psychics, healers, intuitives, Reiki masters, whatever, all of the above typically set their prices based on comparison and based off of other industry examples instead of really just trusting themselves and setting it off of your own energetic truth. Kind of like, if everyone else is charging $99, I'm going to charge that too, I guess. So if you've done that, There is no shame, no blame, no guilt in that. But this is an invitation for you to look at the price tag you are putting on your gifts in a very different manner. It's also one of the reasons why I try to get my clients to not just sell individual sessions, which is based off of time, but to sell packages, programs, longer term of transformation experiences, um, instead of just only having one option or that is based off of how much time they get with you. Um, I think oftentimes we also want to set based off of what we think is fair and what we think people will buy. And if you are choosing your pricing in that manner, that is your own money. I'm trying to not use the word block, but it's your own money belief. It's your own money story if you are assuming other people's money story about what you think they are going to pay. That's because it's probably tied to what you are willing to pay. Um, and and most likely, if you are setting low rates and you're not getting as many clients at that lower rate that you think you should, the mindset typically associated with that is, well, I'm already only charging $99 and nobody is booking. How am I going to charge more if nobody's even paying this rate? So if you've ever had that thought as well, that is also a very normal, typical spiritual entrepreneur thought when it is tied and connected to basing your prices on the industry versus your actual gift and your energetic truth. But a long time ago, the universe said something to me that I have never forgot and that I have never stopped coaching on, which is the universe will not energetically deplete you just to financially raise you, which means if you are charging these low rates and it doesn't feel good and you know you should be charging at a higher price, the universe isn't going to bring you clients at that lower rate. It brings you clients at your truly aligned energetic rate. I guarantee if you are struggling with this right now and today you make this change, let's say you just, I don't know, say you're charging 99, you decide to charge 299. When you hold the line on that and you believe in that, I guarantee you somebody will buy that in a very short amount of time, because that's the actual aligned price that you should be charging. I think there's a very common misconception that your business is going to get fully booked just because you charge less. And I believe it's almost the exact opposite. I believe like your business becomes booked because you're energetically aligned, not because, and you're not going to be energetically depleted. Um, so as you kind of hear me talk about the money, the charging, the price tag, I again kind of want you to take a minute and see what questions kind of arise from this and really just kind of hit home that raising your prices isn't just about making more money. It's about receiving more abundance for you and the transformation for her. So when you can really start to embody and believe that, it's a game changer for your business. I mean, I feel like all of these are, but I'm a little biased. Okay. Write down any questions you had, maybe about number 3, undercharging, and let's get into number 4, which is sales. Again, I feel like this entire thing could be, there's so much to unpack when it comes to selling. And I think that very often your sales feel off because you are probably not totally believing in what you are selling. When you are hesitant, people feel that hesitancy. But when you're passionate, people can't wait to buy. They want to be a part of something that you believe in wholeheartedly and passionately. I talk about passion because I know that is just such an integral piece and energy to sales. When you believe in it, she buys in it. That it is, sales can be and are that simple. And I think there's also something to be said about when you are selling, when we combine number 3 and number 4, right? When you are selling at a level you have never sold at before, you have a transformation and she has a transformation. I will never forget the first time that I sold my high ticket 20K program. The way I showed up to those calls and what she received, she went on to have her first 7-figure year. It was amazing. I didn't realize until I sold it that when you sell at your greatest level, you also unlock your gift at its greatest level. And that, like, don't discount. It never serves you and it never serves her. Now, if you want to, like, I could talk about bonuses all day long. If you want to bonus different things, that's very different. But Trina, how often do I don't allow my clients to discount. I also think that a lot of times, if you're not comfortable and confident with what you're selling and you're having a conversation with somebody, it feels like you're trying to convince them to work with you, where if you believe in it, there's no convincing needed. And it's probably because you're not convinced yourself. So fall in love with your offer, fall in love with your package, your program, your services. Like, look at it and be like, oh my gosh, I love this so much. I would buy this for myself. That is your greatest indicator that you are aligned and that is going to sell. And I also think as spiritual entrepreneurs, we have to start believing and embodying that selling is serving, selling is healing. No transformation happens until the transaction happens. And selling is truly just a sacred agreement between you and her that you are going to help her fully step into that highest vision, to her highest potential, to her highest calling, insert whatever it is that you provide her. Okay, take a hot minute and think about anything about sales that you might have a question about. Next, here's number 5. Good thing Aaron's here. All of the tech. I think, I don't think any of these are like more than the other, right? But I will say that there are a lot of steps and a lot of tech to having an online business between, oh my gosh. I don't think you have to have a full-on website but it sure does help to have a strong, beautiful online presence. Email marketing systems, social media graphics, templates, scheduling links for bookings, online payment processors, could be content scheduling software. There are so many different tech pieces that even just hosting, I'm trying to think of just kind of some of the beginning ones, but to just get an online presence up and going. And each one has a learning curve. Each one takes time, energy. It's an investment. And I really do think, though, it's the difference between having your business as a hobby and having it as a brand. And I think more than anything, it's not your fault if you feel overwhelmed by all of the options out there, by or even just being avoidant of you want to do it, but you get overwhelmed and just kind of shut down because there's so many different components and so many different pieces to it. So um, I think the biggest thing is you do need an online presence, a way for people to work with you, a way for people to buy from you, um, and a way for your business to grow with you. If if all that you really want to do is, just have a few clients, you might be able to get away with, just maybe Venmo or PayPal or, something along those lines. But if you're really wanting to grow and expand and have an audience, um, there's there is quite a few pieces to it. And you're not just building the tech side, this platform side of it just for the sake of it. It's like you're building a store really for your people to come in and experience everything you have to offer. And so I just want you to think of your online presence like that. Um, because man, I totally understand how much this part takes costs from both time, energy, and dollars. There's a lot to learn. So take a second and think about your online experience and maybe some of those tech things where you get stuck, you question, you spin, you swirl, because I would love to be able to give you some ideas, some guidance around this, because truly this is where I see so many people get stuck. Give you just a second and then we'll get into number 6. And I kind of touched on this a little bit with number 5, but I think that this needs to be said. And I think you need to decide, do you have a business or do you have a hobby? And I think there's a lot of spiritual entrepreneurs that that are gifted and just don't really actually want to run a business. And there is no shame and there is nothing wrong in that. I personally think it's when spiritually gifted people try to do the business part is where they get most disconnected from their gift, because then they're focused more on building a business and that's not why they went into it to begin with. I feel incredibly grateful that I love marketing and I love selling and I love this side as much as I love being in my gift. Most spiritual entrepreneurs don't feel that way and don't have that. And I don't think that enough of the online space tells you that it is okay, that a hobby isn't, that having this as a hobby, having your gift as, it doesn't have to be a full on side hustle. It doesn't have to be a full blown brand. It Having it as a hobby can maybe be even more rewarding. Um, and you get to create when you're inspired. So if you're at that place, don't feel like you did something wrong or feel guilty. I see this happen so many times. It's okay to have that as it presents itself to you, as a client presents itself to you in certain circles or in certain conversations. A business, the majority of business, having a business is being in the business, working on the business, growing the business, maybe even more so than actually serving the clients, which is probably why most of you started to begin with. And I wanted to bring this part up because, again, I think the online space can tell you some things that from a layer that aren't always in total integrity, right? Like, oh, the 4-hour work week and just get in alignment and post to social media and you'll attract clients, or just use the no, the truth is, after again being in this industry for over 10 years now, we just talked about like the organic marketing, like how long it can take. I don't ever want your gift to feel like a 9 to 5 job. And sometimes that's exactly what can happen. So, um, being the CEO of your calling is it's very different than just wanting to be in your calling. And if having the business, having a business is taking away your comfort, your peace, if it's causing anxiety, that is a really good indicator that something is off. Your business should never drain you or deplete you. It should only be nurturing you and filling you up. Um, so again, I only bring this up because I see so many women kind of shame themselves of like not being able to get their business up and going. But um, in reality, choosing it as a hobby can give you even maybe more freedom. Um, choosing a business is also, and choosing an online business isn't, um, it just comes with a different level of responsibility and time and energy. And so there, again, just as you make your choice, no shame, because I think sometimes we can feel that in the online space with what's being sold to us is it's so easy, everybody can do it, and then you feel like you're doing something wrong when you're actually the majority. So kind of take a minute here and think about any of the things that I just kind of brought up around the business side, the mindset of having a business, and take a minute with that one. And happy to do some Q&A with you guys here in just a second. So, um, and I really just want all of these 6 things, like just take a second and kind of really anchor in because there is a lot. There's kind of a lot in each of those. They are not just 6 topics to take lightly. Um, if your marketing isn't converting, not because you're bad at it, it's just because you were never meant to be a full-time marketer. If your audience isn't growing, it's not because you're not gifted, doesn't mean you're not meant to do this. It just means that visibility, being seen, um, it sometimes right now in the environment we're in takes an investment, not just inspiration. If you're in that lack mindset, undercharging, over delivering, not because you're not worthy, it's because your prices probably just haven't matched your energy. You're just not an energy match yet to that. If your sales are slow, non-existent, struggling, um, it is not because you're not meant to do this. It is not because people don't need what you have to offer. It is only because I believe you're being invited to believe deeper in what you are selling. Um, when you believe in it, she buys it. If tech feels, all of the online tech parts of a business feel overwhelming, it doesn't, oh, my ears are ringing. It doesn't, it's um, not because you're failing or because you don't get it. It is truly just a sign that today's business world, I mean, especially with all the AI, it requires a little bit more infrastructure than maybe it did 10 years ago when you could just maybe pop into Facebook and pick up some clients. It just doesn't, you need a little bit more of a brand now. And then I think, is this your hobby or is this your calling? Um, they can go hand in hand. Um, and they can go hand in hand. You don't have to have a business to have a calling. You can you can just late weave that into part-time and into a hobby. It doesn't have to be full-time. You don't want it to feel like a job. Okay, now all the questions you wrote down, I would love to get into them and then share with you something exciting that I am bringing to the world. Trina, I think, I saw you turned your camera off. I thought you had a question maybe though on something. You're eating. I thought for some reason I saw you raise your hand earlier. Maybe you were just in agreement with me. That's okay. Any questions or comments or conversation about this? I would love to get into it with you. Let me look in the comments too. With anybody.
Actually, I would like to ask about if someone's starting off their business with moving from like how you talked about the service, you're offering like one-time service or whatever, and then because you spoke a little bit about moving into packages, I was wondering if you could sort of help us out a little bit about the package, like some package, like wisdom, package wisdom, we'll call it.
Yeah. I mean, I think the bigger thing around so what is a package, right? I mean, for each individual package could look very different based off of the type of service that you have. So let's just say you're a psychic. You're an intuitive, you sell a reading, and let's just to keep it what I was at, like let's say it's, $99 for an hour. What starts to happen is everybody starts getting dependent on the clock. Everybody is watching the clock, whether you realize it or not. You want to stay within that time frame because that's your energy that you've allotted and the price that you've allotted for that amount of energy. And the person receiving wants to make sure they, typically when it's a paid per session like that, they want to make sure they get their full hour's worth. And so it right off the bat kind of creates a little bit of a energy imbalance, let's just call it. And most oftentimes, if you are truly a gifted psychic healer, entrepreneur, like coach, whatever it might be, and you're selling this one-time session, most likely, no matter how many people claim this, don't get me wrong, like I can give people a taste of transformation, right? But to give them everything that they really probably need from that set, it's not going to happen in one session, right? There's probably takeaways, action items, other areas that you need to go deeper with them. It just can't all happen in one session. So that's where you have to be able to identify, okay, do I want to help them through all of these other areas of transition and transformation? Or do I just want to like deliver the message and be in and out? And there, again, not a right or wrong way. Some psychics don't want to go on and do the additional pieces of it, right? They don't want to continue the relationship. They just want to deliver what they sense and see and feel, and they're out. Most of the women that I work with, though, they want to continue that journey with their client, with that person that they did the reading for. That's where a package makes the most sense. So you could have it two different ways. Number one, you could have it based off of a maintenance, right? Like, okay, we did this bigger transformational session today. Now we're going to have weekly 15-minute check-in calls to keep you high vibe, aligned, taking action. Could be something along those lines, or it could be longer term. It totally depends on you. So the package that you should have is going to be incredibly different from everybody else that's in here because your term of transformation with them, and that's why I said earlier, don't ever look at other people's offers. Don't ever look at other people's packages or what they're charging, or because how she is meant to serve and how she takes her clients through that is very different from the way that you do that, right? The majority of the time, work with my private clients for a full year because I know how long it takes. I know how many different things come up, how many different things arise. All of So that's why I prefer a 12-month package, a 12-month container with my clients. Now, for you, you might be like, heck no, I have no desire to work with somebody for a year. So it totally, this is where you have to intuitively really know, right? But the caveat to that I would say is you also probably need to sell it one time and then decide, okay, this is the perfect amount of time that I need with them. This had too much. It's like Goldilocks and the three offers, right? Like this one had too much time. This one didn't have enough time. This one was just right.
Thank you. That was very, very good.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anyone else have a question? All of that info, nobody had a question. That's okay too. Christine, were you gonna, I felt like you were gonna unmute yourself, maybe.
I will.
Good to
I'm
see
not
you.
going to leave it silent if I have this opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay, so what spoke to me is I feel like I have a jobby, so it's an expensive hobby.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be a hobby. I want it to be my full-time gig. But I'm hearing you and I'm feeling it with so much noise on social media, the energy drain.
Yeah.
I just want to serve.
Yeah.
And I want to have that energy for the client. I don't know. I don't know anymore. Where do we go? I'm hearing you with, yeah, I guess we're going to have to do some paid advertising, but then you hear you better be smart with that too, because you can spend and waste a lot of money in that area.
Yeah.
I don't know. LinkedIn is another thought. Also, maybe I don't spend so much time online and I do more community.
So I think the word that's coming up as I'm listening to you is vision. What is your bigger vision? So what I mean by that, and you don't have to answer that in this moment. This might be something for you to do like some reflecting on, Christine, right? Like I have a huge vision for myself, a platform. I've always said like I would love to serve a million spiritual entrepreneurs. Like it's just always there for me. That big picture. That might not, maybe that's not yours. Maybe it's something bigger. I don't know. But like, I think when you get reconnected to your why on this, like why you originally intended and started, it can take a little bit of the overwhelm out of where, when, how, what, right? So get reconnected to your vision. And if you're like, I don't know what my vision is anymore, that is absolutely glorious. That means you have to me, a whiteboard in front of you can really equal big magic. Um, Taking the time to say, what do I want for the next 1, 3, 5, 10 years? What does that look like? Um, Maybe it's just time to go back to the vision board versus the drawing board.
I have vision. I see it. I just want to fill my calendar with the actual gift of serving the client.
What do you do now for client acquisition?
I'm trying everything, right? Like doing the
That's good.
posting but and doing some live stuff, collaborating. But like you're saying, a lot of it falls flat too. You'll get a little trickle, but not what you anticipated.
Okay, so let's talk about you get a little trickle for a second. Okay. I think that's because then there's probably a way to turn it into a full-on stream if you go in that direction more. So, for example, one of the things that I always encourage my clients to do is go live. In my opinion, if you're on social media, if you're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, doesn't matter. When you go live, you have the in the moment opportunity to connect, engage, and showcase your gift. Now, where most people quit, don't follow up, make it, just let it be, is there isn't the follow up. All the people that join you, all the people that comment, do you reach out to them afterwards and be like, oh my gosh, I loved connecting. I would love to connect with you on a deeper level. Here's a link to book a complimentary, like 15-minute session with me. Let's get deeper into what I was kind of starting to tap into on that Facebook Live.
And how is it with the lives? Are people seeing them? Like when you were talking about the statistics earlier.
Yeah. So those statistics don't count anymore. That is just for like static posts. That's probably for maybe reels. But when you go live, if you're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, any of those platforms, they pump you out beyond. So they put you on other people's For You page. That's what we want. We want other people having the opportunity to see you in your gift that probably aren't already a follower or a part of your audience. Great way to grow.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And as a medium, like I work with, those in grief,
Mm-hmm.
and connecting to their past loved ones and so forth. So I'm just trying to think on a live, what am I doing? What
You're
would be
channeling.
okay.
I go live. I started going live on TikTok. I like TikTok. I started monetizing on TikTok. I make anywhere between, I should probably do it more often, honestly. People can like gift you like during your live. I put my Venmo up. I mean, I'll make 100 plus bucks each time I go live on TikTok. However, I also grow my list because they look at my profile, and at the top of my profile is my link, which takes them to join my newsletter, learn about my readings. So it's not just the in the live experience, it's how you engage with them afterwards and make it easy for them to take that next step with you. That's an important piece of going live. Not just them seeing you in the gift in the moment, but again, having just a taste of that transformation and wanting to go further. And that's where you have to also feel comfortable of like, there is only so much I can cover here in this live, but I would love the opportunity to go deeper with you. If that calls to you, book a call with me. And keeping the calls to action so simple. I mean, I think oftentimes, again, because this industry and because psychics and healers and mediums have been tied to this per dollar per hour for so freaking long, they're like, why would I give away a 15-minute set? Like the scarcity and the lack mentality can start to kick in there. Why would they ever buy a reading with me if I give away 15 minutes? Why? Because you're going to give them the most exceptional experience in those 15 minutes where they can't not want to work with you further. If somebody books a 15-minute session with me and I truly just show up in my gift from a place of service, from a place of transformation, I guarantee you, if they have the ability to buy, they will buy every single time. There are absolutely times that people don't have the dollars to invest. That is a very real thing. However, I don't believe that those are the people that are going to be booking those 15-minute calls with you. I've been doing this for 11 years. I could count on, I bet I've had a dozen or less out of thousands of sales calls, people that are just freebie seeking in those minutes. The people that are seeking just free, they won't go past your live. The people that are just seeking free, they won't go past, I have like a very basic form that people have to fill out to get that complimentary 15-minute session. They won't fill out the form. The universe does do some filtering for you. You do have to believe that. I believe that. It's pretty rare I ever have somebody book a sales call with me and they don't end up becoming a client.
Okay. lots to think about.
I'm going to give you something I want to share with you guys. I'm really excited for this. I want to share with you, and then we'll do some more Q&A, or if you want me to tap into your business. I do want to share with you my newest creation. I'm so damn excited. I'm going to share my screen. Hold on, let me find it first. Okay, are you guys ready? You guys are the first, like Erin hasn't even seen this. Are you ready? I'm so excited. Okay. Because of everything that we talked about today, so excited. I have created the Gifted Network because the world needs your gift. Simplifying online business for spiritual entrepreneurs so you can spend more time in your magic and less time in your marketing. So this is, I have been, hold on, I need to move something over here. Talk about the tech side. So this is going to be my new platform that I have specifically created for spiritual service providers, psychics, mediums, healers, spiritual coaches who are truly ready to be seen, supported, and successful. This is not a directory. It is truly an entire ecosystem that is designed to help you book more clients, have an online presence, have access to marketing, sales, and all of the content resources you could possibly need to truly thrive in the online space that we are in. You are going to receive absolutely everything you need to simplify your business, amplify visibility, stay focused on your true gift without the overwhelm of doing it all. So here are some things that are done for you when you are part of the Gifted and Trusted Network. So number one, well, actually in no particular order here, but these three things are the most important. So number one, you have an online presence that we co-create for you. You're going to have your own website, a one-page website that has the ability for people to buy your services from you and book sessions with you. Number two, you are going to have access to an entire marketing and sales training vault full of email marketing templates, social media marketing templates. So you don't ever have to be overthinking or wondering, what do I need to write today? It is all done and custom curated in a way that allows you to copy and paste it and just insert your name and your business, including social media graphics. This is probably something that I see people need more than ever. And this is going to have new content added to it all the time. So you're not going to feel like you're just pulling from the same templates over and over again. But this one is what I am most excited about. So when you are on the Gifted Network site, I'm going to be driving a robust marketing budget of Facebook ads to start with, because I know Facebook ads well. Facebook ads are going to be driving traffic to your site for you. So you don't have to worry about trying to figure out how to do Facebook ads or how to set up a custom conversion or any of those things. It is all done for you. Next, features. There's a community. We are going to have a live networking call once a month so that you can connect with all of the other spiritual entrepreneurs in the Gifted Network. There is ongoing business building resources, courses, content, programs, all of my past things that I have been building for the last 10 years, you get access to. In addition to that, you get access to 2 live group coaching calls and where I'm going to coach and mentor in 2 live experiences, so that you can constantly be growing your own business while still being on the network, having those advertising dollars going towards you, going towards your business, going towards your visibility. So it is a 3-part process. So part 1 is Gifted. So this is a curation and creation process. I am not just letting anybody come onto this site. I really want to know that you're gifted. So we have a curation and creation process where you and me will connect. I get to understand you, your gifts, how long you've been using your gifts, and make sure that it's a good right fit for you to be on the platform. If I'm going to be driving all of this visibility and traffic to it, I really want to make sure I have gifted, truly gifted psychics, mediums, healers, and coaches listed. And then once we go through the first phase, we go to phase 2, which is the trusted phase. And this is where together we are going to co-create your presence in your platform, that website, getting you access to all of the templates and a strategy for you to start A, still sharing your business on your own, but B, knowing that you are supported and that business is being drawn and created and driven towards you too. And then phase 3, guided. This is that ongoing support and strategy through group calls, through those templates and swipe files, which can make marketing so much easier. Those group calls are also for you to have any mindset questions that, mindset issues that come up, confidence. It's not just the building the business that you get support and strategy on. It's also how to manage life when life is lifing as a business owner. So just to kind of point out, we kind of talked about a few of these things, but website, branding, hosting, all of those things can easily be, Erin charges, I think, $2,500 for her website package, right? Not to mention just the ongoing fees and maintenance of hosting, all of the things. Canva, I don't know, who knows? There's so many different things that can easily start to add up from that perspective. You don't have to worry about that if you're on this side, if you're in the network, only because you do get that one-page branded website done for you. Group code, hold on, and not just a one-page site, but a highly conversional site that allows you to book sessions, have scheduling, all of the things, and grow your own business on the side in addition to it. So it doesn't mean you have to pick or choose. I really want to make sure that's clear. Second thing, group coaching. So anybody in any type of group coaching, a membership, has a private coach, a consultant, all of those things can easily add up to $1,500 or more a month. If you're investing in any of those things, they add up. Copywriter, content creator, a graphic designer, a VA, all of those things inside, there's that swipe file. It is done for you. You literally just copy and paste and it becomes yours. In addition, we're going to have some great graphics in there. No matter what your branding is, what your business is, you'll be able to take those social media graphics, inspirational quotes, all of the things, have one centralized location where you can get everything you need for your business. And then the other thing I did not mention up above is that I believe we're going to have what I'm going to call like one of those calls is a tech check call. So if you are stuck on tech, you can't figure out a link, Erin's going to pop in and she is going to host a call. We used to do that and they were amazing for another program that I ran because the online technical side of things gets very frustrating. And then this is no joke. Facebook ads, just to have a Facebook ads manager and an ad budget, for sure you're looking at $2,500 a month. Facebook ads are probably, to have an ads manager, that's at minimum to have an ads manager plus a budget, you're looking at least $2,500 a month. It's a lot. And so all of that is included in this, inside the Gifted Network. So I am super excited that I am doing a founding gifted advisor. So once you come into the platform, you are called a gifted advisor. And the first 20 that are coming in are coming at a intro rate of either $199 a month for 6 months, or pay in full for $999 for the 6 months. And that is getting you premium placement. It is getting you access to I have a list of people that have been coming to me for readings that are ready to go. So I already have buyers ready to go for people that are coming onto the network. So that's giving you first opportunities for referrals, collaboration. These first 20 spots are an integral piece. We're spending everything goes live on June 1, and we're spending the month of May together to get your website, your one-page site done, your bio, everything optimized so that you are ready. You are ready June 1 to welcome clients in a whole new, easy way. And in my intuition, I feel like this is exactly what spiritual entrepreneurs need. It is a done for you platform where you can get out of overwhelm and into your gift. And I mean it when I say that I wish I would have freaking done this like years ago. I really do, because this is where it is those 6 things that we covered that are included in this experience that keep so many gifted light workers and spiritual entrepreneurs out of their gift and in overwhelm. So I am super excited to share this with you. What I would love any feedback that you guys have on it too. Like, do you see that this is like something that's needed in our industry? Would just love any feedback on that. Hi, Rika. Show.
I'm curious, for someone who like has their website set up and their social
Mhm.
media and all that, could you just do like a month or two, or is it a commitment for a certain amount of time?
A minimum of 3 months. If you're coming in at the founding rate, I mean, I would be open. I guess I would be open at this point. I wouldn't want to, I guess I would be open to kind of anything because it is new, right? If you already have your website. So, I mean, I think the other thing to think about is on the one page that we create for you, it's not just a directory listing, right? But there is a directory. So you would have ongoing access to that, the group calls, social media content, if that's like a thing for you. But I would still remember be driving the Facebook advertising to your site on the network, to your page on the network, right? So on that page, you are welcome to also list your website. You don't have to book your sessions through there. You could have your page lead them to your website. The biggest piece to this, and I want everybody to kind of hear this, is the advertising budget that I am putting towards this. And it's going to have kind of a 3-part approach, right? Number one is those advertising dollars are driving people who are looking for a reading to the site. That is first and foremost where the majority of the advertising budget is going, is to bring in clients for you and to you. That is what is missing. People do not have enough people to sell to. There just isn't enough in the organic space. So that's the first thing. Then the second thing is there would be an additional ad that would be going to bring in more practitioners, right? Like I have a vision to grow this, but we're filtering. We're going to be having a filter in place. So, for example, Christine said her primary gift is being a medium. So we want to really highlight and filter her. If somebody is coming to the site looking for a medium, Christine, especially like let's say she's a founding member, is going to go, in the be filtered underneath medium. Doesn't mean she can't be underneath psychic, but I really want people to pick their greatest gift, their stronger gift that they want to lead with. And most, in my experience, most people kind of know what that is for them. Whether it's again like medium or maybe it's energy worker, healer. So we're going to really be driving individual traffic from a filter perspective for that. So that's a really important side of it. But I encourage and desire and want everybody, right, that comes here to be able to get enough business going where almost they don't have to be on the platform anymore, but they want to because they know it's still a solid referral space for them. The collaboration opportunities, the networking, the technical support, and then just that ongoing access to email templates, just making online marketing a little bit easier. So, but I would be open to entertain a connection and a conversation about that with you for sure. All right. Questions about either this or any of the 6 areas we talked about, your business in general? Would love to connect here. Anything else?
Sorry, my internet is too bad. I'd love to be
Oh,
on cam, but I'll stick to audio.
that's okay.
Um, I'm really interested in how to advertise. Um, because I have this idea of I want to create a presence that is trustworthy before I put out an ad and put that money into it. And I'm just curious, what's the kind of, how do you know when it's time, when you're ready to put that out there?
Do you have the capacity to take on more clients?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Is your list growing organically? Not your
No.
audience, but do you have an email list?
I do. I just started a coaching business about a month ago, and I have one client so far. I'm putting out a lot of content on social media that feels very authentic, and it's not draining me, but there's
Frustrated?
not much out there. Like, I feel like I'm just kind of starting, whereas some people have this huge presence and I don't have, testimonials or anything. So I'm just wondering, should I be advertising just yet? Should I focus
I
on
would, in
something
my
else?
opinion. So I don't know. Do you have like a lead magnet yet? Like a master class? There's, oh my gosh, I love this question. I'm gonna give you a couple different things. Number one, in my intuition, the best way is to host an audience, I call them audience activation events, which is AKA a master class, a live training, a challenge. Like mine is always a group business reading. I like to do those, something like this, right? Where you can welcome people into a live and engaging experience. They can interact with you, they can get to know you. Like you can see like they can see like I hope how you're seeing with me today, like how passionate you are, how like what you know, your knowledge. They will want to know how to continue to work with you, right? So that, in my opinion, is the greatest way to um it's the greatest way to
Right.
probably close new clients, actually have
Yeah.
somebody become a client. Now, to get people to it, that is different, right? That's where you need the advertising dollars. That's where you need to be running Facebook ads, Google ads. Don't mess with TikTok ads, they're a waste of time. But right. So that to me is where the advertising dollars can make the most bang for you because it's actually driving the people to the live experience with you for you to then captivate and convert.
Okay, so I was thinking, I'm a manifestation coach who helps people dealing with panic attacks and agoraphobia.
Mm.
It's something I dealt with, and it was hard for me to find resources. I want to help people with that. And I thought I would pre-record a Zoom workshop and get an email list that way, but it's pre-recorded.
Don't
So you would
pre-record it.
say it
What I
live is
would do is run it live the first time, right? Give, almost kind of like I did here today, right? Like this is the first time I've introduced the gifted network to anybody. So it's a different rate than what's going to go out once I get my like first 20 founding members, right? So I would do something very similar. Like because you're here with me and you're attending live this first time, I have this special gift for you, this special intro rate, the give them something special because it is special that they're there with you for the first time you're running it live. It's so funny. Do you guys see? I keep doing this, and I'm like, what? It's because of her picture. I bet. I'm like, I don't know why I keep
Aw.
doing. I was like, why do I keep doing this? That's so funny. Um.
That's really
Anyway,
helpful because I'd
yeah,
rather people ask me questions and all of that rather than just a 45-minute workshop. But when I
yeah.
research this stuff online, people are saying that's the best way to do it. And then you can kind of sit back and,
They're not wrong. What I would do is once you run it live, repurpose it. Then you can keep it as like I have a thing out there. It's like, I don't know, like psychic 6 steps to psychic business success or something like that, right? But it's always it's out there organically and it'll bring in a lead here or a lead there. But when I ran it live, holy shit, it was so powerful. Run, do I personally think you should run everything live for you and for everybody here. Run it live the first time, then decide, do I want to repurpose this? Do I want to run ads to this again as like it's a recorded masterclass? You can do that. Absolutely. I would do it that way though. Run it live first.
okay. And then I have another question about like
Yeah.
collaborative networking with others in this space. Like, let's say, okay, I do manifestation coaching. Maybe I
Yep.
can do something with a Reiki practitioner. And is that kind of like a waste of time or?
Here's here's where it becomes a waste of time. It's when everybody isn't making a commitment to the outcome. So, for example, me and Christine decide we're going to partner up and we're going to do a group program together, right? Which is a lot of times like what people get excited about. They want to support each other, they want to do it together. Two birds, one seed sounds amazing, except it's when there isn't an energetic balance, right? So, for example, I have an audience of 10,000 plus, and Sarah has an audience of 500. Now I'm putting out all of the marketing, I'm bringing in all the clients. I brought in, our goal was to get 20 people. I brought in 15, Sarah brought in none. But now I'm expected to like share that. That's where things always get out of balance, out of whack. Somebody doesn't do their part. Somebody doesn't. If you are ever going to do a collaboration with somebody, you both commit to how many people you are bringing into the experience, right? So, like, let's say the goal is 10. Great. You're responsible for 5. She's responsible for 5. Anything over that, then maybe you guys can equally split. But everybody needs to, it's the energetic exchange has to match. Otherwise, somebody's going to get out of balance.
Okay, great. Thank you. That's really helpful.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, Christine.
Lost my button. Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, so I'm excited about this network. This sounds, but
Me
is it too
too.
good is it too good to be true? I don't know.
No.
Or am I missing something here?
No,
So all the things I just complained to you about,
all
you're
covered.
telling me are right here in this, and I could get enough business from that?
I want to be careful about that, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Now I know what the advertising budget is that I have allocated and what that is going to drive from an audience perspective will be in the tens of thousands to the site. Okay. Now, how we convert them, that is where you and me will work on that as you are a part of the program. So, for example, like what I was just talking to, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Rika, right? So, one of the things that I really want to have listed first and foremost when people come to there are upcoming gifted advisor or upcoming gifted practitioner events. So, master classes, trainings, all of those things. Right when they come to the site, there's a way for them to see all of the events that my practitioners are hosting. So then that's driving opportunity for you. Number 2 is then to your individual page, right? That's where we're really going to want to optimize that. You're going to want to, have a strong, solid bio there, some testimonials, picture, maybe a video even. That's where we are really building these so that people come. Like, this isn't going to be this isn't a landing page, right? This is a platform. I have a vision to grow this so that it's, again, that 3-part approach. Not only am I bringing in, number 1, people that want to learn about their gifts. So if anybody here wants to teach other people about their gifts, great. That's going to be an option coming. Number 2, so it's not just for people that want to grow their gifts, it's for people that are gifted like everybody here and wants to have a space and a place that is theirs where they know they can be getting referrals, opportunities, and connections. And then the third part is people that are looking for support, people that are looking for healing, people that are looking for a reading. I don't know how I didn't see this so long ago, but I kind of stopped doing readings quite a while ago and have still had so many people that reach out to me all the time and are like, who would you recommend? And I'm always like, oh my gosh, I don't know. Now I have a few clients right now that I would recommend in a heartbeat, but like for so long, I was like, I didn't feel good about referring them to anybody because I didn't know if they were actually gifted and I didn't know if they could be trusted, which is why I named this what I did. It's the gifted network, but you are a gifted and trusted advisor. the trusted part is so important that everybody on the platform is coming from a place of integrity that I know can truly be trusted with clients that I'm bringing to them. So I have a big vision for this, Christine. And if anybody knows me, like I don't stop until that vision is met. And whether that be from, I have ideas for like some sponsors that can come in. Eventually, I would love to have like a store/shop. So for any of my practitioners, like I have a deck of cards, right? Like I would love to have a storefront where people also can list their own individual products, courses. So the it's good. It's good. If they trust your, I mean, as I would tell everybody, like, of course, trust your intuition, but these first founding members, the 20, it's going to be an amazing 6 months. I can feel it. I don't get visions like this for nothing. I really wish I would have had it a long time ago, to be honest, because I think it's more needed than anything else. I really do. I think it is for all of the reasons why you're here and everybody else came to this call, and so many people registered and are sitting wondering what their next step is in their online business.
Okay, so if I have more questions, are you going to be launching this out on the email list or
Yep,
the
I'm going
way
to be.
connect?
Yeah, yep. And if you wanna pop in with a call, book in a call and have more questions, I would definitely welcome that. So,
Because I'm also Canadian, so the dollars are a little different too.
yeah. I mean, even no matter what the exchange is on this, I mean, I'm coming in at a great founding rate for the majority of the first 20 founding members. The majority of that is going to advertising budget. It's not going to profit. So that's a lot of dollars to drive the traffic. I believe in that. I believe in what I'm building here. I really do. So I'm excited. I'm like pumped. If
Yeah,
you
I just
can't
want to
tell.
read through it some more. I just want to be clear on what I'm getting. So,
Yeah, for sure.
but it sounds like it solves some of my problems.
The majority.
Yeah.
The majority, and not just for you, for like so many. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, thank you for
Awesome.
developing that. I'm excited to
Yeah, I know.
more.
I'm ecstatic. So
And thank you for your help today.
yeah, always, always. All right. Well, enjoy everybody the rest of your day. I will follow up with this replay that will be going out, and always feel free to hit reply and go be in your gift. See you guys soon.
Thank you.